Traditionally, in southern India, people took care never to mix certain foods, but today food is no more about well-being of the body, but a social affair. People eat out at buffets and the variety and number of dishes served is considered more important than nourishing the health and life of the body. The question is not about what not to eat, but about how much of what to eat. It is not a moral issue, it is a question of life sense. As you battle city life, you need an agile and working mind, and physical and mental balance, and some of you even have spiritual aspirations, even if it is only once in a while. So every individual must arrive at his or her own balance of diet, not by taking vows, but by observation and awareness. It is important not to turn into a food freak. Food should never become an all-consuming affair. Every creature on the planet knows what to eat and what not to. What is the human problem then? The human problem is not enough attention, but too much information. The yogic science works essentially with the interiority of the human being. Out of its profound understanding of the science of the human mechanism, this science later branched out into various systems. One such outcome was the system of Ayurveda, which is growing increasingly popular once again in modern times. The word Ayur means lifespan, and the word Veda means science or knowledge. So Ayurveda is the science of extending human lifespan. It is a system that uses external plant life and earth elements to promote health and to correct systemic irregularities. Knowledge systems like this were intended to assist those who are incapable of doing the necessary yogic practice to achieve the same ends. Sadhana. The consumption of a spoonful of clarified butter, ghee in India, on a daily basis a few minutes before a meal does wonders for your digestive system. If you consume clarified butter with sugar, as in sweets, it is digested and turns into fat. But clarified butter without sugar can cleanse, heal and lubricate the alimentary canal. Additionally, the cleansing of the colon will immediately manifest as a certain glow and aliveness in your skin. Even those who prefer not to consume dairy products could experiment with this because clarified butter passes through the system largely without getting digested. Evolutionary code. If you must eat non-vegetarian food, the best would be fish. Firstly, it is easily digestible with very high nutritional values. Secondly, it leaves the least amount of its imprint upon you. What is meant by this? Our bodies, all that we eat, excrete, and what eventually gets cremated or buried is just earth. The software within your system determines that if you eat a fruit, it is transformed into the human body and not into a monkey or a mouse. The efficiency of your system obliterates the other software that transformed soil into a fruit and arrives at a new software that will make a fruit into a human form. So more evolved creatures, particularly mammals, their software is more distinct and individualized. This makes it harder for your code-breaking system to erase the software of the creature that you consume and to overwrite it with a new software. Among the animals, fish being one of the earliest forms of life upon this planet, have the easiest software code for our system to break and integrate into ourselves. Animals that have more intelligence, particularly those that are capable of a variety of emotions such as cows or dogs, will retain their own memory systems. In other words, we are incapable of completely integrating more evolved, intelligent and emotionally endowed creatures into our systems. In earlier times, in communities that were more in tune with the earth, people could hunt and eat animals and work out the consequences through enormous amounts of physical activity. But given the largely sedentary lives people lead nowadays, the acidity produced by such a diet could contribute greatly to the unexplained levels of stress that are being widely experienced today. Additionally, large animals, particularly cows, are aware of their impending slaughter well before it happens. Consequently, they experience high stress levels which generate tremendous amounts of acidic content in their systems. This in turn has its own adverse impact on those who later consume the meat.